Hey everyone, how we doing? Um, this is likely going to be the last in the series of SRT-AI, the last episode. And the goal from today is really just to finish up the design and to get the project deployed. That's all I want to do today. So let's go ahead and do this. Last time when we stopped, we got to this point right here where I'll just do a save and refresh. Kind of see where we're at. All right, so we got this. You drop a file. All right, this is slightly off. Choose target language. A couple ways you can fix this. You can do so. I think the align might be off. Uh, Align middle. No, it's not working. And basically, it's the align between the text, which says choose target language, and the drop down itself. For some reason, it's off, and it doesn't matter that this itself is a flex, but I guess you can make that 3 just to increase the space a little bit. And I don't know why the select has all that padding. Let's see. Yeah, like this. So this is a flex. So maybe what needs to happen is this needs to be centered somehow. Flex row. I guess so. The challenge is that maybe we just do item center. No, not item center. Justify. Yeah, that should work. Yeah. Okay. I mean that kind of takes care of it. Cool. And then once you select a language, cool. What's the longest one? Mandarin Chinese. Okay. Looks good. This on mobile, I would want choose target language to get collapsed. So MD we just do block or MD flex call. No, what am I doing? Yeah, so this was 3 flex. So the column flex and then okay, yeah, that works. And then gap Y like 3. Okay. Yeah, I like that. And then when you go back to desktop, looks good. Perfect. Yeah, I don't see anything else that we need to change to bring it to what we're after. I mean, here this kind of extends to the very end. I don't think that's strictly necessary. The button itself, obviously, let's get to that now. So that's going to be, what is that, green 600. So green 600. On hover, we could make it green like 500. So a bit lighter. Text, is that white? Yeah. MT6, font bold, PL2, PL branded, should be MD. Disabled. Yeah, okay, let's see. I don't recognize like half the languages here. Alright, let's drop this. Nice. That's good. I think it'd be nice also if we like limit the width of the button to just this section over here. Also, we need to add this. This kind of looks more like a grid to me than it does, and than it does a series of flexes. Doesn't it? Like it looks just like a grid. Like this should be a grid, man. Right. Okay. Nice. It looks decent, but if you want to add this thing here, it's not going to work the way we currently have it set up. I think what would need to happen is we need to set up like a grid and have a column that's this width, and this is its own thing. Yeah, like, let me see. Let me see if I can get that done here. The tricky bit is that we have this SRT file, which, you know, we use the same element. Yeah, that kind of complicates things. We use the same element for like the drop down, as well as, you know, the initial state is this file. So based on whether there's a file or not, you know, we would show this outer element, which takes up the entire space. This makes it more difficult for us to sort of separate this logic out, because you have, you know, this drag and drop behavior, and it all works off the same file input. This one right here. Drop any SRT file. There's actually nothing special about this div. I think you have on drag over in the parent element. If on drag is on the parent element, it's fine if it's like completely separate. Because we do on drop, handle drop, and it calls set file, presumably. Yeah. Yeah. So it could be like completely separate. There's no reason why it needs to be together. Like the file input does not necessarily have to be inside this element. I think the only reason I did it this way is because... Oh, okay, yeah. So that when you click anywhere here, yeah, it definitely didn't need to be this way. Opacity 0 cursor pointer. Oh, interesting. What did it look like at opacity 100? Oh, interesting. Yeah, it seems to me like this is completely unnecessary. Like you could make it absolute, opacity 0, or you could just like make it hidden. It doesn't matter. The only thing that is different is that, so now if I drag a file, interesting, yeah, it just works fine. Or if you browse, oh, okay, browse no longer works. Well, browse would have been the button. Oh, I see. Okay. All right, the browse button should be like tied to the input somehow. Or maybe you could just use ref. I don't know if that would work. Let's try it. So file element equals react.use ref. No. And then here, you just add the ref. And then when you click on the browse button, so here you would just do file dot current dot so here you just add a function possibly no. I forgot this was TSX. Okay. Let's see, does that work? Yeah, it works. So here we could just do let's just double check to make sure that drag and drop is working. Okay, drag and drop is working. And then the browse button also working. The only thing I'd change here is like add cursor. And what's it called? And cursor pointer. Yeah, okay. Cool. And just double check this is working on mobile as well. Yeah, seems okay. Cool. So we can effectively like split everything up. This doesn't need to be visible. You can just put it like way, I don't know, so like somewhere here at the top. And what do you need to do? Yeah, also like you could split out. So this element, the drop element could be like completely separate. So you know, you would show like drop. I mean, we already do that. It doesn't actually matter a whole lot. So the way we do that is, you know, if file. So if not file, you would just return this thing over here, right? All of this. Expression expected. What do you mean? Oh, yeah. Yeah, because it's inside. So you wouldn't have like all of this here. We would basically have not file and then file. And for file, you would have select an SRT file, and then you would have one drag over. Why do we have this twice? Weird. Weird or what? Drop any SRT file. We have this bit twice. Oh. I mean, it's basically going to be all of this, but you're not going to have this bit here because you're obviously always going to have a file. Drop any SRT file and then do that. Then if you do have a file, we would just include this section and it's done. Okay. So it'd be div svg. Okay. So you would include the div, you would include the SRT file. Well, actually, you wouldn't include the SRT file. You would just have this bit here where you show the name, and without that whole bit there, I think you have an extra div or two. We close that div. Okay, and I think we don't need this either. Come on. I think I skipped a close. Where is it? Wait. I just went nuts here. I think I just went ballistic. I started removing crazy sections I shouldn't have removed. Yeah, okay, so this we don't need. So if you have a file, we're just going to show the name. We're not going to show this bit. So the file, we're going to show that you selected the SRT file. And then basically the rest of this too. So, you know, you can keep going. You don't have to stop. So file. And you move all of this in here. Is that it? Close it. Yeah, we just close that. Cool, that's working. Let's drop an SRT. Cool, yeah, see, it worked. And so now we could also like separate that entire section. So now that we've separated the entire section, it just becomes super simple for us to mess around with this. So we could just do a grid. So grid calls to, it's not actually going to be grid calls to, the way we'll set it up, we'll actually have select an SRT file. Yeah. So it's going to be this first row. if you do comments, first row, select an SRT file, and then second row, you're going to have gap makes 3. So an empty div. Well, this is actually going to be where you include show dotted line. Show dotted line. Okay, then include the file name too. Or, yeah, just keep that. And then third row, we're going to include, what is that? Choose target language. Well, yeah, I mean, first off, you're going to have the SVG. It's going to be this, just the SVG on its own. And then you'll have a flex, so just SVG on its own. And then you'll have, this would actually be a flex row. And then MD, well, flex call MD flex row, and then inside here you'll have your choose target language, and you'll have the select drop down. That's it. Yeah, and at the bottom you'll have your button, which is going to be the 4th row. So empty div, since we don't want to take up that space. And then, yeah, so now we want to make sure that that second column, yeah, it's not going to be repeat. How do you do the grid fill and so it's not going to be repeated. Basically, it's going to be custom autoflow. Template rows, yeah, that's what you want. I actually don't know how this CSS property works. Basically what I want is to specify, the first one. Okay, so you can just do 20 pics and then that one, right? That's what I want. So this will be like, let's say 20 pics. And that first one is going to be just an SVG. The other one's going to be select an SRT file. Okay, and then and the second row is going to be like the dotted line and then the file name. Okay, and then the third row is going to be the SVG and then the choose target language Oh, there's a fourth row. Yeah, I mean, fourth row should be moved in. Yeah, that's it. Well, it does look off though. Clearly something off here. This is the grid. No, that's not working like expected. It just says display grid, but it doesn't seem like this is actually doing anything. Um, I'm, I presume there's some sort of mistake here in the formatting. Where is it? Maybe you need to use an underscore instead of space. Yeah, that's it. That's it, yeah. Cool, looks good. I mean, I want to fix the alignment. Yeah, you need to drop. So file name doesn't need all that padding, it's crazy. And based on like the actual design, you have, so let's say my is 3. Or MT3, and then M bottom could be like, 6. Okay. And then for that flex row, the third row, which we have as a flex, basically what we need to do is item center. We need to do the same for how would that work on mobile? I'm not really sure. Like you could center it, and also like you could add padding on the second column. So basically anything that's on the second column needs to be left padded. For that you can just use gap x like 3. That should, yeah. Okay. The only thing is this thing here looks off. The SVG here. I'm not sure how you would fix that. There's a way, grid column stuff. Justify self. Yeah, justify self, I guess. Nope. Place self? Yeah, there it is. Place self. So on empty you can do play self center, and then oh, but how's this going to work on mobile, right? Hey, it actually does work. So empty you can do play self center. So yeah, okay, that actually looks decent on mobile. How do you get rid of the? Yeah. Looks decent. You have the SVG, and then where do you have? Yeah, so on mobile, you could just add some spacing on flex, on the flex itself. So flex call, gap Y like 3, for instance. Yeah, looks good. Looks pretty good. So I think the only thing that we would need to change now, but on mobile, you probably wanted to have a full width, the button. You can do call span 2 and the call span 1. Okay. All right. Looks pretty good. I mean, this is pretty much exactly what I was after. The only thing left is putting some space between these two. So gap x3. So on MD, you want to add a bit of a gap. Yeah, I think we're good. And then for the file name, essentially we wanted to add this dotted line, which we haven't done yet. Let's go ahead and do that. This is going to be, how do you do like a vertical rule? I know normally you'd use an HR, but I guess here you could just do H full and then border dotted, and I guess that's it. Border red, just so you can see it. Okay. Width 0. Okay. MX auto. I'm not seeing how this would actually work. Vertical line. Yes, sir. Not exactly dotted, but okay. Height 100 pixels. Border left. Oh, okay, yeah. Instead of doing border, you do border left. Wait, what am I? Yeah, border left. Yeah, there it is. Or border right. And how do you do, instead of, so, dashed. I don't know if you can control the dash. This actually looks surprisingly good. What's the color here? Neutral 200. Neutral 200. Yeah, just leave some space on the top, so maybe 1. Maybe make that MY 0.5. I think we're pretty close. I think we're pretty close here. This is looking really good. On mobile? Yeah. I don't see anything wrong with it. Looks fantastic. It'd be nice if the dash could be controlled, so maybe increase spacing a little bit. But I really have no idea how that would work. I don't know why this is like... Okay, so maybe we can make it so that if you click on the file name, we would allow you to choose a different file. So there's file name here. So if you want to go back, and we can make it like a pointer. If you're going to change the file, you just click on the file name again. Nice. That's a nice touch. All right, cool. Let's just increase the space a little bit between choose target language and then the next one. So, like I would just, instead of doing MB, maybe MB10. Cool, this looks good. Drop the file emoji. And maybe limit the width on, what do we currently have the width as? I think that would probably be on page. Max width, where do we have that? Width 50 W. Does it have a max width? No? Yeah, maybe add a max width to Excel, so just make it max width Excel. Okay. Cool. This works. That took quite a bit of time. Okay. All right, so you hit translate, and let's go with French. Cool. Okay, so now we need to do the pricing bit. This part I don't actually have a design for. I just realized. That's unfortunate. Maybe we can add another step. Yeah, maybe we can add one more step. So in the form itself, instead of changing it like completely the way we have here, we could, in the form itself, replace the row based on whether you selected a language or you haven't. So if you selected a language, so let's just replay this here. Drop your file and then select a language. It doesn't show you translate to Belarusian. Instead, what it would do is it would show pricing. So based on whether you selected a language or not. If you have a language, it would show you, if you haven't selected a language, it would show you in progress. If you have, it would show you the same check mark that we had from earlier. And yeah, I mean, you probably need to add that too, right? Just so it lines up nicely. Okay, cool. So you select the language, and then they would show you this. And once you choose the target language, then after that, you would have the next section, which, like even for this section, we could probably, so get rid of the button and just have a setup similar to what we had here. So we would take this SVG, and then for the button, we would have, actually get rid of this row. And then, you would need to show essentially the same message that we had earlier about payment, but that probably won't be in the form itself. Is that in the form itself? Huh. We have a payment button here, and inside it we pass in content and language, which we get from, where do you get content and language from? Interesting. Interesting. Like content and language, you probably have to get from form itself. Yeah, you're getting it from form itself. So it makes sense to just have the payment button be part of that same flow. Why would you separate it, right? Doesn't make sense. So yeah, payment button's just going to move inside. Anyway, so we'll add one more step here at the bottom. So choose target language. Um, and yeah, then we'll have, and then maybe here, like you could do something similar to what we'd done earlier with the file name here. But that would actually be empty, right? So for third row, you would have um, here, and this would just be an empty div. You probably don't need the other div inside that div, right? Yeah. And we would put this after choose target language. Yeah, choose target language. Cool. And here we can make it whatever width you want it to be. And you could do this only if language is set. So if language is set, then you would show this spacer. Why is this? This is off. Right. So if language is selected, we would show this spacer, and maybe we'd make the height like 6 for whatever it is. And you get to decide like what you want the height to be. What did we use there? I think it was 10. Yeah, so we use 10 then. Cool. So if you haven't selected a language, yeah, we'll hide the complete payment as well. So that whole section. whole section becomes conditionally rendered. Once you select the language, then you'll probably need to complete the payment. And yeah, it's here where we'll show you like the button. Yeah, I think there's a pretty elegant way to address this question of like, how you're actually going to do it. Um, you need to specify the amount. Uh, so it's not going to be, right? This form submission is not going to go to the parent element. Oh, okay. Interesting. Interesting. We're no longer going to have handle submit do all of this, like read file contents and whatever. We're actually going to process the payment directly inside this component. So, um, cool. Finalize timestamp from SRT. Okay, cool. So essentially what we need to do is like whenever you change the SRT file, we need to recompute the amount that needs to be paid. What are we calling set file? Whenever the input is changed. Okay, right. Unsubmit content language. Yeah, essentially what you're going to do is like um, have handle file update, and that's just going to receive the what is it, the file itself, right? Handle file update. What is it, blog? Not really sure. It's supposed to be a file. Okay. So update file. You're not going to call set file directly. Instead, you're just going to call update file with the file itself. And that calls set file, but also at the same time, we need to update read file content, update the price. So there would no longer be a handle submit, and read content, and then um, what do we do then? Finalize timestamp. Our segment? Where does that come from? Okay. We're just gutting the whole sort of main page, moving everything inside this form component. It's fine. Um, so where are we? Yeah. Content, and then calculate seconds, and then based on seconds, we can actually figure out the amount and the formatted amount. So okay, all right. So we're gonna have amount, set amount. Okay. Yeah. Do we need to say like a number? Um, yeah. Okay. Um, and so now we just have to add all the hidden elements that we had earlier. So seconds is just going to be, I don't know if you need seconds. Um, Probably like, do you need seconds? You do with quantity. Oh, okay. And it's probably a better idea to take the content itself and then recalculate seconds instead of receiving it directly from the form itself, because that'd be open to manipulation. Um, right. Okay, so you get seconds, you get amount, and then you call set amount, and then inside here, so you're not gonna have on submit method equals post, target equals, no, it's not target, uh, what is it? Actually, okay, input type equals hidden, value equals seconds, so you need to call set seconds as well. Okay. Um, and then on price, so here when you get to the part where you actually compute price, we're gonna have to show um, button type equals submit, and then pay formatted amount, right? So here it's going to be type equals submit, and then you're going to say uh, pay Formatted. Format. USD amount. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it. So let's see. Hey, $11. Yeah, that's perfect. And amount is computed here. Where is it? Yeah, so this is actually going to be divided by 6,000. So number of seconds in the file divided by 60 by 60 seconds. So 3,600. That's a super special price, yo. Yeah, that's it. Cool. Okay. I think we're there, man. I mean, we added payments into it. It looks much better now. And then onClick equals set busy true. So we could add a busy. So why is that only, if I were to drag this file, oh, I thought that was more than an hour. Are we sure this is getting calculated correctly? Let's see. This is definitely more than an hour. So what's going on? This is an hour 41:37. So let's see what's going on here. Times that to seconds. So that hour times 3600 plus minute times 60 plus seconds plus n over 100, 1,000. Okay. So does seconds over 3600. Oh, okay. You're calling math.floor instead of, say, math.round. Or a seal is really what you're after. All right. Sorry about that. Take a quick break there. Cool. So I think we're actually at the point where we've got things working pretty nicely. Um, oh, I just noticed a tiny thing here, which is this bit over here is causing a bit of a problem. Yeah, it's not looking great on mobile. I don't know. I guess we'll get to that. I don't know that there's like an obvious solution here, but I don't want to waste more time on this thing over here. Um, cool. So let's see what happens. You click pay, and then well, nothing happens. I guess the form is supposed to submit to API/pay. Oh, you're supposed to submit. Let's see. I guess it probably would have submitted. Let's see. Escape from Victoria. Click that. You get an error message. Nope, nothing. It doesn't even submit. So button type equals submit. Pay. And I assume that's inside the form, correct? That's all inside the form. That's right. Right? We have a form. Yeah, okay. Method is post. Action is API/pay. So why doesn't this do anything? That's weird. So you have button inside the form. Form has an action of API/pay method post. Okay, so when you click that, it's not doing the post request. Huh. You calling prevent default anywhere? Handle drop calls prevent default. Undrag over and handle drop. That's okay. Let's go to the page. Oh, wait, okay, so you're calling handle submit. We haven't fixed any of this stuff here, right? You have content and language. Where is it? You have seconds. You should add content and language in there as well. So when you call update file, you should call set content and set content, and then you should put it inside here. So you would have seconds, you would have content, and you would have language. And essentially we would get rid of all this here. You wouldn't have handle submit anymore. You wouldn't have anything actually, just the form itself. What does the form take? On submit, which you no longer need. So the form takes nothing. Okay, cool. And translating won't show up anywhere either, nor would trigger file download since those are happening on the translate page. You would need status. Yeah, that's it. I mean, it becomes nothing basically. You just have a header. Yeah, that's all it is. Just a header. Cool. So paste this in, select your language, and you're prompted to pay. All right. And you have seconds, content, and language. Do you have the file itself? Like, presumably the file gets submitted too, but I don't think you actually parse the file on the server, so it's probably redundant. You don't need to submit the file. Whatever. It's going to be there anyway. Form still not getting submitted? Is that weird or what? Method is post. Action is API/pay. You can see in payment button. Um, that is weird, yo. Why is this not? Huh. Nothing is happening. Like, literally nothing. It's weird. I'm clicking on button. So you can see language has a value. You can see this has a value too. Do hidden fields have a maximum length? That's a good question. Okay. Okay. Boom. Oh man. I don't know what the deal is, yo. I really don't understand why this is happening. Why won't it submit? Huh. Button type equals submit and then disabled. Button type equals submit. Well, oh, okay. You have an on click on the button called that does set busy is true. I guess maybe you can do that on form handle. So like form, maybe that's preventing the form from submitting, like having that set busy. Could. could. Let's give it a try without that. So, yeah, interesting. I guess what you would need to do is maybe do something like this. So you paste it. Yeah, now it's working. Interesting. Yeah, I completely missed that. Cool. So let's go ahead and test this. 1229, 123, some Eeyore. Okay. And you can actually kill pivot button because you don't use it anymore. Oops. Did I close cursor? Yep, my bad. My bad. Finish the main page. Okay. And now we run this. So translate page. And then you have client. So here, we already have a design that we're going to be going with. It's going to be this bit over here. So you're going to have a header similar to the one we had prior. So you're going to take that same design. Yeah, don't need that. Don't need parse segment either. Nor do we need chunk or timestamp. Just the form. Yeah. So, yeah, we're going to take that header. And then we're going to go here on the client. And here we're going to have our H1 saying translating. Okay, cool. All right, so it's doing its thing. So I think the big difference here is we're going to need the progress bar to show us progress on the translation. And we're also going to need to show the original text, which currently we don't show. Those are the two main things here. So localhost. Okay. Um, all right. Okay. Basically, what I want is I don't want the thing to automatically start. I want it to, yeah, so basically just do that. Translate success. Progress bar, Tailwind UI. Let's see if we can find a progress bar we can use. Oh, what's this? Components. Yeah, it doesn't look like they have a progress bar for us. Nope. Okay. I mean, it looks okay. It doesn't look fantastic. Maybe we can get a progress bar CSS. I'm sure we can find like a better design one. Where are we? It's gotta be like a super simple one that I can just use. Yeah, this one looks decent. There's got to be like an HTML one that we can just use here. Yeah, okay. Progress. Let's see if that works. Alright, we're gonna have to take another break here. Sorry about that. Another break. It would appear. That's the thing when you have kids running around the house, man. Parents here know what I'm talking about. Alright, anyway, where are we at? So, we wanted a massive progress bar. And I think we got, we got a tiny one. We got a tiny one. That's what we got. What are we doing here? So, you got translated chunks. Do we have the content itself here on this page? No. No, we don't. Um, we simply call fetch API, and the API route is what streams the response back. Yeah, it doesn't tell us what the content is. So that's the thing. Like, if you want to know what the progress is, we're going to need to either send progress updates over the stream, or we could send the entire content back to the client and then, figure out like how far along we are in the translation process that way. We could do either one. We could do either one of these. And so currently it's only enqueuing SRT segments, which are this data frame here. Uh, yeah, currently it's only including that. So let's see. Let's see. You want to show a progress bar, kind of similar to what we have going on here, and yet we don't want to. I mean, ideally, we wouldn't even need to send the entire content back. Basically, all we need to know, but we're going to be showing like the original text and then translated text. So it's not just going to show us the original text, not just the translated text. And it should show us the original text as well. So for that, we're probably going to need to return the entire content. So the easy solution here would be to create um, a separate route where we just return the entire content. Yeah, it should be super simple. We do this already here in pay route, so we'll just create another endpoint here called content, and here we're gonna copy the entire pay endpoint, paste it here, and we don't need Stripe. We're not going to be processing any payments on this page. All we need is the ID. All we need is the ID. And it's actually going to be JSON, so we literally don't need any of that. All we're going to be doing is kv.get kv.get ID. That's it. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So a simple endpoint just returns the content. Do we need anything else? Like, I think that's it, right? Yeah, just content. And then we can calculate the number of segments in this content file pretty easily. Like, we just split it by, two backslash n's, and that's it. Like, we got exactly what we need. So, um, you could make it, yeah, that's it. API slash content. So here we're gonna have to request on the main page here. We're not just gonna call submit, we're gonna call fetch content, and we're going to call um, API slash content and ID. Yeah, I guess you could just, yeah, content. So here you would just call set content await response.text, and that's it. And in terms of like the progress itself, we would simply need to consider, okay, you have content. You would need to consider max length, or maybe we could just make this like a, no, okay, max segments. Okay, and here we just say set max segments. Yeah, I mean, we'll just do this, say content, and then content dot split. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, content split on \n. Um, this would not be only \n. We had this issue before. You need to consider, um, yeah, basically this. So on Windows, use carriage return with \n. So you'd have two of those. Anyway, that tells us max segments, and then we can use that to display the actual progress. So when you go to the progress bar, the value is going to be simply um, what is this going to be? Translated chunks dot length divided by max segments. And then max is just going to be max segments. And then the value that you actually see is going to be this, formatted as a percentage. Format percent. And then we could just, I mean, we could have a format percent function here. And no. Yeah, I guess you could use that. Cool. Oh, max is still showing 1. Interesting. So max wasn't updated. Max segments? Huh. Set max segments. Interesting. Like what did you get back from max? Oh, okay. So content just returned an empty response back. Okay, yeah, that's what happened. That's why it didn't work. So you passed in, let's see what's going on here. Fetch content, you're calling API slash content method post JSON stringify. You're passing in your ID. Okay, okay. All right. So the payload is ID and then that. And what's going on here? kv.get const content equals, and then you're gonna return the content. Yeah, let's stop it and then run it again so we can debug. Let's figure out what's going on here. Why is this not working? Why is this not working? Because this request looks completely legit. I don't see any problem with this request. So why is it not working? Hmm. What's this error? Receive nan for the value attribute. Hmm. Okay. I mean, I'm seeing some content come back. Oh, and we're getting. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's what's up. That's why it didn't work. So, okay. All right. That's what we needed to do. That's why it wasn't working. So, this should work better. Do a refresh. Yep, that's it. Okay, so the value is updating correctly. Max is still showing 1 for some reason. So you got content back. Let's see. You didn't get content back. Are you kidding me? Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My bad. My bad. I mean, this is just ridiculous, boys. I mean, this is basic stuff. This is basic stuff, yo. Return next response dot whatever it is that you want to actually send. Next response dot text. Is it text? Dot plain? What is it? It's not JSON. I guess it's just next response content, right? What's the deal here? New next response? No, that's not how it works. Next response dot what? Oh God, man, the basics. The basics. What's the deal here? Dot JSON. I mean, that's fine. But I want to return a text. Oh, you can just say new response. Okay. I guess that should do it. Okay, let's see what's going on. So you're getting max is 1720, and then value is, huh. So value should probably be just this. Yeah, yeah. Value should be a solid number. Like, it shouldn't be. Yeah, okay. Now it's progressing perfectly. Cool. That's good. Progress bar showing properly. Background doesn't actually do anything. Neither does border radius, apparently. So how do you style a progress bar? Style, CSS, progress bar. Yeah, I mean, it's using diffs here, but you can actually use. Oh, nice. It actually worked. Very cool. Cool. So we got a work in progress bar. Looks like crap, but it's working technically. You probably want to use. I mean, there's got to be like simple progress bars. This is nice. I think it works for our purposes. Not using JavaScript. Oh, it uses keyframes. Okay, interesting. All right. Oh, darn. We're at the 2 hour mark almost. I'm going to wrap it up here. And it looks like we're probably going to have to, it seems like the only thing left is, this section over here and this section. Oh, I forgot to add this. I mean, this is super simple to do, but still, I haven't done it for some reason. I just completely forgot when I was doing the main page. Yeah, so this section over here, showing the original and translated segments, and then a sort of bigger progress bar, something that we can look at, and then yeah, just have these feature sections down at the bottom. So it seems like 2 hours were not enough to make all these tiny changes. Oh man! All right, almost there, boys. Anyway, catch you.